Hello everyone, I am Somya Singh and I am here from SIBM Pune. So I did my graduation in BSc Honours Zoology. I am a non-engineer and all of us over here are 99 plus percentiler.
So, hi everyone, I am Durgesh Kumar. I am a civil engineer. I did my BTech from Kolkata and I'm a fresher currently.
Good afternoon everyone, I am Shiksha. I have done my BBA from JD Birla Institute, Department of Management, Kolkata, and I am also a fresher here.
Hello everyone, my name is Rohan. I have done my Bachelor's of Commerce from HR College of Commerce and Economics and I'm a fresher.
So yeah, coming to the scoring part, so we all have our own strategy here. So for someone, certain section can be difficult and for other it can be easy. For me, VARC was a difficult part. Basically coming from an engineering background, this was not a strong part for me. So what I used to do for VARC specifically that as sir mentioned, sir had many sessions and when he talked about Norman Lewis and the word power medicine book specifically. So that is the source where I used to practice vocabulary and for grammar I used to refer to Arun Sharma. Particularly I'm talking about my weak area for starters. So Somya?
So for me, on the contrary, the case was very different. For me, VARC came quite naturally. My English is strong. But for me, coming from a biology background, quants was my Achilles heel. I found it really difficult to do the number of questions, even like the minimum amount. So what I practiced was the bucketing method. I divided topics in A, B and C category. For me personally, my A category was arithmetics and geometry. So these are the questions I can do no matter how difficult they are. Then B category involved questions from algebra, so maybe I need to put in a little extra minutes. So I decided if I need to do it exactly at that point of time or will I leave it and come back to it later after I'm done with all the questions. And then C category questions like permutation and combination, I love that totally.
So for me, just like Somya, quants was difficult and it is still now. For my during my 11th and 12th, I took humanities because I wanted to do mass communication. But by the time 12th was ending, I decided to take commerce and hence I did BBA. So that period is when I lagged the math section. So during my preparation, quants was a bit difficult area, and while my preparation was going on, I used to focus on my strength first, that was arithmetic first, and then maybe circles and geometry, and again I used to leave permutation and combination because that is something that was confusing for me.
So for me, I've done my Bachelor's of Commerce and obviously quants was the most difficult subject because we left that in our first year itself. So I come from a background where it was like while doing BCom, I had a set mind that I would complete CA and then CS. So I cleared CA Foundation, CS Foundation, but that's where it struck me that I should try for MBA as well. So its maths was kind of on similar lines, so that's where I found a basic concept of how we can approach to various maths topic. So that was where I kind of got interested towards this subject, and that's how my MBA preparation journey started.
One thing which I think will be helpful across sections was reading speed. So as someone for whom VARC was like easy because English is my strong point, I found that since my reading speed was pretty good, it helped me sail through LR as well as QA questions as well. Because sometimes the question is also lengthy and you spend a lot of time reading it, then comprehending it. It's like two separate processes for some people. So I think reading speed is one thing that many people miss.
Now when we are talking about the strength area, so for me quant was the strength area. So I particularly did not leave out any topic as such. So there are few topics specifically that is specific to SNAP, and also there are topics like numbers and all people ignore while preparing for CAT. So I knew that the level of question will be very easy in SNAP when it came to numbers and all these topics. So why not just go through the basic LOD 1 for these topics and not leave it, because of course these 1-2 numbers make a huge difference when you're talking about an exam of 60 marks. So that was one thing, and of course I wanted to maximize my score in quant, and quant is something that I used to start with. So because I will start with a fresh mind, and while ending the snap examination it will be VARC, because there I can just play around with the time, because it will require less time, and again I can increase the reading speed and all.
So I used to start with VARC, then go to logical reasoning, and then end with quants, as these are my strength as we go. So one suggestion that I would like to give is like CAT is just around the corner right now. So all of you must have made a formula book, and if not, please do, because that will help you a lot. CAT is the first exam, then comes NMAT, SNAP, ZAT. All the exams are just coming back to back. So that formula book will help a lot, and it's not only for quants but also for VARC. If you have come across some difficult word, you can just write it down, so that if you're just going through it again and reading it, that will be in your mind, and you can use it if it's there in your exam. Like, yes, I have read this before, so I know that the word means this. So this is one tip that I would like to give to all of you.
So coming to my strongest section, it was VARC. So what helped me during VARC was that I realized that what is most important over here are your grammatical skills as well as your vocabulary. So I started reading a lot of novels, say about 5-6 months before all of my MBA entrances, and that actually helped me a lot with sentence formation, how the structure works, what are the correct grammatical uses, and building up a lot of vocabulary. Another thing that I followed for building up my vocabulary was I got a lot of printed cue cards with letters from A to Z, and they were around 1500 words. So I made sure to learn at least 5 new words every day. That made me ace up my verbal section.
My last 2 cents for SNAP or any other examination, but specifically here for SNAP, since you can toggle through the sections, there is no set time limit. I would say try all permutation combination of the sequence that you want to attempt. So for me, I need an initial confidence boost. So I did VARC first, then LR, and I left quants for the last, so that, because if I did maths first, it would take a hit on my confidence. So try all the permutation combination, which one works for you, and that can be done only if you take like an appropriate number of mocks. Also analyze the mocks religiously. So what people do most of the times is they keep giving mocks, but they do not analyze it properly. Analysis of the mock is just as important as giving the mocks. So if you're spending like an hour on giving the mock, spend 2 hours on analyzing it, because that's how you get to know where you lack and then work on it. So that would be my parting thoughts.
So one thing I would like to say, that think about how many questions you are going to attempt at the end of the day, because it might happen that for someone the accuracy is 100%, so they can get away with attempting, let's say, 44-45 questions. But for me the accuracy was always a bit dicey, so I used to attempt number of questions at a higher side. So even on the snap day I attempted around 57 questions. So, and this is not a number I just came on that day. There were 30-40 mocks that went behind in deciding that number, that what is the sweet spot for which I can just optimize the number of attempts as well as my scores, so that I can just cross that cutoff.
So the parting words would be, this was my second attempt for all of the entrance exam, including SNAP. And in the previous attempt, I did not score good. So if you are someone who is attempting it for the second or the third time, please do not lose hope. Most of us have given a lot of attempts, and we are here. And trust me, once you are here, the life over here is totally different from what you have been doing till now. And again, work on your strength and know what your weaknesses are, so that if you still have time left, you can work on your weakness. And I remember watching one of sir's video where sir told to read one book, Power of Habits, and trust me, that is one of the most helpful book that I have read till now, and I still have it in my hostel. So even if you open one page, random page, you'll find one motivating word, like motivating line. So you can read some motivational or self-help book if that helps you a lot.
So coming to me, I would like to say that you would probably give NMAT or CAT CAT definitely before your snap attempt, and it might come off that your NMAT attempt is not great. Snap is a bit average attempt. But then when you come to snap, come with a fresh perspective. What helped me through this process was I used to meditate, and on the other side, I was quite inclined towards gaming, so that helped me calm down. Actually, that was like a stress buster, so that I could game for an hour and get back to my studies. While I am not very stressed that oh, my attempts went like pretty bad in the last exams that I gave, but this kind of helped me level down and get back with a focused mindset. That's all about it.